The current events update. Israel at war. 5/7/25 is the date. As we've repeated a number of weeks, 59 hostages remain unaccounted for. No change in that number, but the number of living hostages is evidently down to 21, according to President Trump.
I said, how many people are left? How many are left? They said 59. I said, oh, wow, that's more than I thought. They said, well, only 24 are living, but now it's 21. That was a week ago. Now it's 21 are living. And these are young people. These are young people don't die. Old people die. Young people don't die under these conditions. So of the 59 people, and they said 59, and I said, really? But they said only 24 are living. And I now correct, I say 21, because as of today, it's 21. 3 have died. So this is a terrible situation.
Yes, it is. But that set off the hostage families, because no one told them. And so you saw these kind of headlines in the Israeli press: unbearable dread. Hostages, families demand answers, because they didn't say who. Yeah. And so that was pretty terrible. Then Trump announced a ceasefire with the Houthis last night. And there's no sound. Well, you have to take my word for it. I don't know why there's no sound there. The problem is he didn't inform Israel. Again. And so these are the headlines you saw about that. Israel blindsided by Trump's Houthi announcement. And there appears to be some serious communication issues going on between Israel and the Trump administration. This is how Trump's ceasefire announcement was reported in Iran. Can you see that? No. It's an Iranian soldier with his boot on Trump's head. And so they're making it look like the Houthis are the reason why there's a ceasefire. I mean, just think about how, I mean, Americans, the majority of Americans in this country are really dumb. And they continue to watch the ridiculously false news, and they believe it. Charlie comes home from talking to his union boys, and he's just amazed at the different people he talks to are in the union, and they're totally, you know, just all in for the Democrat death cult. And they get their news from those mainline sources, and you can't talk them out of it. I mean, they're just, and they think you're brainwashed. They're the ones going home and listening on the car radio and listening to, watching TV and getting their brains completely pumped, but you're the problem. But even I'd have to believe you'd have to be completely checked out, even if you lived in Iran, to believe that that's really how it went down. I mean, the Houthis are being attacked by missiles. Last night there were like, I don't know how many IAF planes that attacked over the last couple of days, and then suddenly they're crying uncle. And so Trump, he's kind of a softy, and he says, all right, we'll stop. And that hardly tells the story, but it kind of leads to the GOG MAGOG war watch over there as well. The Houthis being a part of the Islamic confederacy that will join with Turkey and Russia. This may or may not affect the region and play a role in the Ezekiel 38 war, but I think some of you are aware of this, that Pakistan says they're going to avenge India's missile strikes that it started with, this round started with a terrorist attack that the Pakistani government says they didn't have anything to do with, but India doesn't believe them. So India sent over a bunch of missiles, and then they said they were attacking terror encampments. So now Pakistan, someone was reporting this evening, that Pakistan actually declared war. Now the big problem with this is that they're both nuclear powers. And so that just has some kind of connection to the GOG MAGOG thing that I thought I'd mention. Something to watch and pray about, amen? As we Say it with me. We stand with Israel.
We stand with Israel.
Amen. And in other news, what were once nations of Christendom, that doesn't mean they were actually Christians, but some of them are Roman Catholics, some are Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, there's a bunch of those. And then there's the Church of England in the United Kingdom. They're now openly just globalist, universalist, and they have an Antichrist spirit about them. And so just keep your eye out for these kind of things that you'll see in the headlines if you're watching for them. This was one I saw yesterday. Zero Hedge, outrage as kindergarten takes Christian children to a mosque to kneel and praise Allah. Without the parents' knowledge, they took these kindergarten children and took them to a mosque, had them kneeling and praising Allah. And it's a private, it says Christian children, they're children. And their parents are Catholics. And it's in Italy. And the Pope that died was a very influential Islamic, what do you call it, Chrislamic influencer. He was trying to bring, now he wants to be the grand poobah, but he doesn't really care what those Muslims believe, because most of the Muslims are just like most of the Catholics. They don't really believe much of anything. They're just loyal to their religion. And as long as he can bring people in and they are submissive or subject to his authority, Pope's fine with that. And you really, I tell you, I hope you are doing your homework and studying the history of the Roman Catholic Church. But even as these post-Christendom nations are flooded with Muslim rapists and killers, it's just amazing. This is just an example. In Spain, we've talked about other countries before, their rape numbers have tripled in the last 6 years. Spain has seen an alarming rise in sexual violence, culminating in a record high of rapes, which reached 5,206 incidents in 2024, with an average of 14 rapes per day. The figure nearly triples the 1,878 cases reported in 2019. Anyone want to? I'll let you talk. I usually ask you to hold till the end. I'll let you talk for a second. You want to tell me what changed between 2019 and now?
Islam.
Muslim migrants. Now, you're supposed to act stupid and pretend that's not real. That's not really happening. Because if you pay attention to the truth and the facts, you're a racist.
That's right.
You're a hater. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of times in the news now we'll just call them youths
Mm-hmm.
or something similar.
A young man,
Right.
like a Maryland man.
Yeah, exactly.
91% of those convicted of rape in Catalonia are foreigners. Now listen, we're not opposed to migrants. We're opposed to migrants who aren't vetted and aren't coming here for the right reason. No one, illegal or legal, should be brought into this country to be put on Social Security or welfare.
Zero.
And as soon as they commit any felony or violent crime or drug crime, out. And if your politician by any name doesn't agree with that, they hate you.
Amen.
Immigrants comprise just 17% of the population. Do the math, folks. They're calling them foreigners, the Muslim migrants only make up 17% of the population, but they account for 91% of the rapes. Wow. Call me a racist. Shut up. It's about time people started using the stinking brain they have. It's what, if it was you or one of your loved ones being raped and murdered, you'd change your mind. You'd change your tune. And I'm not hoping that on anybody, but if there were pure justice, that's what would happen. When it comes to sexual assault and rape combined, 64.2% of inmates are foreign nationals. They only make up 17% of the population, but they make up almost 65% of the prison population. And half, I don't know what I was trying to say there, half of the world watches moment by moment for a new pope. Now I know some of you are like, I don't care. I do. You know why I do. The conclave begins. Cardinals are in lockdown to elect a new pope. What a thing. Talk about, that's a church. And basically it's a college of cardinals. It's like Congress. And they're going in and electing a man as pope who they will then call Holy Father, Vicar of Christ. I mean, it's just so absurd. I'd say it's I love Roman Catholic people, but the Roman Catholic religion is the dumbest religion on the planet.
Amen.
Because they have a book called the Bible that they don't read, they don't believe. Muslims, at least they're being misled by the Quran. At least the Hindus are being misled by the Bhagavad Gitas and all the other craziness that's put in print. The Roman Catholic Church has a Bible. And they have a man that they elect and call by the blasphemous, wicked title for a man to take, Holy Father. That's just unreal. And the whole world, around the world, even places that aren't Catholic, they're all watching right now. ABC News. Papal Conclave, live updates. Oh, black smoke. That's what happened tonight. CBS News, NBC News, Fox News, Newsmax, CBN. They're all watching it. Why? Well, I mean, if I had Greg News Network, I'd be watching it. But I would be saying the conclave begins to pick the Antichrist. Exactly. See, that'd be my headline. Because I tell the truth. Yeah. So I admit to being interested and a little excited, since this might be the final pope who turns out to be the beast. It's exciting. These are exciting times, aren't they, Jenny?
They are very exciting.
Inside joke. The lastest, supposed to be latest, on the Epstein files. And I don't know why I'm not getting sound now all of a sudden out of my, sorry. There you go.
Videos.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that.
You don't need to hear more. Thousands of videos and images of this child sex thing going on. I wonder, I mean, you know, I'm patient, I'm willing to give them time, but I just wonder if the reason it's not being released and they're going so slow is because we would recognize some of the people, and not just the people they've already openly talked about being there, but senators, congressmen, ambassadors, governors, preachers. And another loss for Sodom. The Supreme Court allows Trump to enforce the transgender ban in U.S. military. I almost introduced that by saying more bad news for Klinger. But he was actually just trying to get out. He wasn't trying to be a trans. Back when they called it transvestite. I don't know if you're even allowed to say that. It's like the new N-word. Be informed, pray, and act accordingly. Amen?